Now, the time is coming up to 8:45, and we all have to put up with a bit of back pain once in a while, but the odd twinge is nothing compared with the pain and discomfort caused by a twisted spine. As a teenager, Erica Maud suffered from painful scoliosis, but rather than go under the knife, she treated herself with exercise.
Yes, she's now opened her own clinic to treat others with a debilitating condition. We can see the results of one patient going from this to this. What a transformation. But can this work for everyone?
Well, Erica is here along with BBC journalist, Newsnight correspondent Madeline Holtz, who's a former patient of Erica's, and Breakfast's GP, Rosemary Leonard. Very good morning to you all. Erica, let's start with you. First of all, tell us about scoliosis. How does the condition affect the spine?
Right, well, scoliosis is a curvature of the backbone. Obviously, the spine curves to the side, and there's also rotation of the rib cage as well. So you end up with a hump on one side and a concaved area on the other side, which is obviously very disfiguring, particularly for young teenage girls.
Yes, and you were a young teenage girl suffering with this condition. The option was surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which you chose not to take. So tell us how you treated yourself.
Well, I chose not to take surgery because obviously it's very risky. It can even be life-threatening, and I didn't want to take that risk. And I then researched the alternatives and found an exercise-based treatment that was used in Germany called the Katharina Schroth method. And it's been around since 1921, and I went over there for treatment for 4 weeks and literally halved my curvature, and I was obviously a lot straighter. A bit like the pictures.
And Madeline, you're one of the patients that Erica's treated. Now, you've been on this programme before talking about scoliosis, how it's affected you. What difference has it made, this treatment?
The key thing about this treatment is it has zapped entirely my pain. For me, I was never as bad as Erica. My big issue was pain, which kind of kicks in when you're older. When I was 27, I started to get chronic pain, and I had it for about 7 years. And I've tried all sorts of treatments, as you say. And this is the one that has actually dealt with the one residual bit of pain I had, which is in my neck, which is a very hard bit of the body to sort out. But I wasn't really particularly bothered about actually straightening my spine, but actually that is what's happened. I've actually grown about 2 centimetres, which is, for a woman of my age, not so bad.
Not bad.
And this is what you do. I brought this in on condition I would not perform the exercises because they are quite eccentric. This is a sewage pipe, beanbag, wedge, wooden block, and you also need ballet bars, which you have to have put up in your home. And what you basically do is you have to do half an hour's exercise a day, otherwise your spine goes back to how it was. It doesn't cure you, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is a way of maintaining the straight position. And as Erica says, it just gives you such a sort of feeling of empowerment, because you're not going to, an orthopaedic surgeon, you're not going to a chiropractor, you're doing it yourself with your own body weight, and really thinking about how your spine is twisted and how to correct it.
And the main thing is you're not having painful, invasive surgery, Rosemary. I mean, it seems to be the answer, doesn't it, compared to that?
Well, the answer is we don't know. And in the part, well, certainly up until now, the standard treatments for scoliosis have either been wearing a brace, which is sort of pulling the chest back straight, or to have rods inserted in the spine to straighten it up, which sounds awful, but it is what is needed for some with a severe condition. We just don't know whether this type of physical therapy works and who it works for, and that's what's needed. We need good clinical trials.
Totally, yeah.
And it may well be that this only works for a very few people, and therefore it's not worth providing on the NHS, or it may well be that actually it turns out if you do a good trial, it would also be possible to see who it's likely to work for, who it doesn't work for, and therefore is it cost effective? Because at the moment you can only get this done privately. It is expensive. It's £2,400, so that's a lot.
But it's cheaper than surgery.
But it's cheaper than
surgery's an average of 10k. So the NHS would save money.
Yeah, it seems a very simple method in a way, Erica, but you had to go through hours of exercises a day, didn't you, to achieve results?
6 hours a day.
That's
for 4 weeks. But in reality, it gave me a good back. So
yeah, so it was worth it.
Yeah.
But why does it have to be so expensive if it is relatively simple, straightforward, and is just exercise?
Because obviously the man hours, and obviously you've got to have very small numbers of patients per physiotherapist to get the results.
And you have a doctor on board. I mean, I personally don't think it is expensive if, as Erica says, you transform your life.
You made the point there, yes, compared to surgery. And when did it start to affect you, Madeline? You said earlier, Erica, that it does seem to be young women who are mainly affected.
It's predominantly teenage girls. It kicks in as you start to develop. In my case, it wasn't spotted until it was too late. With you, it was...
11.
Yeah, me, it was 14. And
Yeah.
if we had, for example, proper medicals in schools at, say, a much younger age, maybe 11 or 12, then then we had this treatment, certainly in my case, it would have avoided years and years of pain.
It tends to come in with the pubertal growth spurt, and we don't know why this happens, though there is a strong genetic link. So if you've got a mother who has scoliosis, you are more at risk. And certainly I'd say to anyone who's got a family history of the condition, for goodness sake, all the children should be checked, their spine should be checked as they're growing.
Okay, interesting. Dr. Rosemary, thanks very much. And to Madeline and Erica too.
Thanks.
Good to see you.